in the couple minutes I have left, one last tea leaf read from you, Brian Windhorst, and this is involving Russell Westbrook and his agent breaking up. Now, normally I don't pay attention to that sort of stuff, but there was a very compelling statement put out by his former agent of 14 years saying that the trade that Westbrook might need to get out of Los Angeles would require additional value. Meaning, everybody's saying the Lakers have got to include first-round draft choices, and they're not going to do that. Even then, such a trade may require Russell to immediately move on from the new team via buyout. This is from the statement, saying that the agent's belief is that this type of transaction only serves to diminish Russell's value, and his best option is to stay with the Lakers and embrace the starting role and support that Darvin Ham publicly offered. And then they broke up, saying that's an irreconcilable difference. Does that mean Russ wants out? Is that what we're to read here? And what's going on, Brian?
I don't know if he wants out. I think what seems to be clear from that statement, which, Rich, I agree. I've never seen anything like it in the 20 years I've covered the NBA. And his agent, his now ex-agent, Thad Fauché, is a veteran, long-time agent. The guy's done, I don't want to shortchange him, maybe he's done $1 billion in deals, maybe more. He is not without experience. And so I think the most interesting thing about that is that what basically Thad is saying there is that if Russ gets traded, he's being traded basically just as a contract, and that he will be likely released by his new team because his only value is as a cap clearer, is a accounting move. And that he's saying, basically without saying it, that the role that Darvin Ham is offering him, which is as a starting point guard, but as a role player, Darvin Ham has pretty much spelled out exactly what he wants from him, is better than he could get if he gets traded. I'm not sure that if Russell Westbrook was traded to a team and released tomorrow, I'm not sure that he would have a team right away.
Wow. I
think he would eventually get back into the league, but I think this concept that people would immediately want to sign him, and again, it's not so much that people don't. I know that there are Russ fans out there, Rich, who find this absolutely an insult, and I'm sure Russ himself clearly doesn't believe this because he's fired his agent over it. But it's not so much what his abilities are; it's what he's willing to do for a team. It's what he's willing to accept as a role in more than his actual skills. And so that's where the Lakers are trying to squeeze him into a box. I don't think it will be successful, Rich, because I think what Darvin Ham is asking him to do, which is to set screens, play defense first, and stand in the corner and be a floor spacer, I don't think he's equipped to do that. And maybe if he worked tirelessly over the summer, maybe he would have a shot at it, but it sounds like he's spending more time trying to break out of that situation than to fall into it. And my question is, if Russ doesn't embrace what Darvin Ham has put in front of him, and it seems like he's not, based on what Thad Fauché said in that statement, what do the Lakers do? If he's not willing to accept the role, how do they approach him in the season if they can't trade him? Because trading him is complicated. He makes $47 million. It's hard to find a trade. I mean, there are trades out there they can do. I'm not saying that's impossible, and they're exploring them, and maybe they'll find something. But if he's not willing to fill that role, what do? Do you even bring him to camp? And so Russ is on the edge right now. It could go a multitude of different ways. But I would say that statement and that breakup did not help the Lakers, either with their relationship with Russ, with Darvin Ham's hopes of getting him into that role, or in their hopes of trading him.
Yeah, because, I mean, why break up with your agent? And when you said Fauché, is good, you don't want to shortchange him $1 billion worth of contracts. You could say that that's all Westbrook's money, right? So it's insane how successful this relationship is, and for the agent to basically come out and say, I'm telling him to stay, and this is an irreconcilable difference, we're done. I mean, that is what more of an indication you need to know that Westbrook isn't buying what Ham is selling, right? I mean, and I don't know how that's tenable for the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly why Thad did that, but I almost think it was him trying to help Russ.
Right.
Him trying to just say, Russ, like this is this is where it is. But, from what I understand, Russ is out there shopping for a new agent, and he's looking at big names. And if he lands a big-name agent, what is he going to task that agent to do? Why go out and hire another agent? What is the new agent going to ask for that Thad Fauché wouldn't do? So that's you're jumping to a conclusion that it might mean leaving the Lakers. I don't want to jump to that conclusion, but you're not ridiculous in saying that.